r/am I the a-hole? AITA for refusing to attend my brother's wedding because of the dress code. My brother is getting married in a few months and his future wife recently asked me to be a part of her bridal party. I was thrilled and excited to be included, but then she informed me that the dress code for the bridal party was gender specific, with women expected to wear dresses and men expected to wear suits. As someone who identifies as non-binary and is more masculine presenting, I am uncomfortable with conforming to a gender binary that doesn't accurately represent me. I brought this up with my brother and his fiancée, but they insisted that they wanted all their guests to adhere to the dress code, regardless of how it made them feel. I ultimately decided that I did not want to attend the wedding, as I did not feel comfortable being pressured to conform to a gender binary that doesn't accurately represent me. My brother and his fiancée are now upset with me, accusing me of being difficult and not willing to compromise. After a fight with them, I found out they went behind my back and involved my mom. She called me yesterday and told me I can put aside my identity for one day to make the day special for my little brother. I now feel bad and didn't realize something as small as the clothes I feel comfortable wearing would cause a rift within my family. So AITA for refusing to go to the wedding? Put aside my identity for one day. No. AmITheAs. It is fine for them to dictate the formality of the wedding. It is not fine for them to dictate your preferred gender expression. A suit that is on the same level of formality as suits others are wearing should be considered just fine. 100% this. I'm getting married this year and we have a NB friend, he/him, who is in the wedding party. Due to our numbers, he will be on the groom's side. We had a long discussion about his outfit, and he said he'll wear whatever we want him to, but he wears dresses/skirts on a daily basis and is more comfortable in feminine clothing. So we settled on a tux jacket and a black floor-length skirt for the formal pictures and the ceremony. He has multiple outfit changes planned for after the ceremony. AITA for ruining a proposal? My girlfriend just bought a house and is so excited. She invited a ton of people over for a housewarming. She put so much work into everything. The house looked amazing, and the food was delicious. Right after dinner, while my girlfriend was getting dessert, her brother proposed to his girlfriend. I was mad because he hijacked my girlfriend's event that she worked so hard for. Before she could answer, I told him to sit down and quit being so rude and disrespectful to his sister. He was mad, but his girlfriend looked so embarrassed. They ended up leaving. The party was very awkward after that. A lot of people left early. My girlfriend's mom was furious at me, because she wanted her son to stop living in sin and I ruined it. My girlfriend said I was sweet but didn't need to do that. Her brother texted me calling me a prick. Was I an asshole for telling them to have some class? AmITheAs. It is just plain rude to start hijacking events for your proposal. Oh, my sister bought a new house? Perfect situation to make sure it revolves all around my proposal. Your BIL sounds like a cheapskate who thought he could get away with it. Is he normally so entitled? Propose at their wedding or next family event and see how fast they change their tune about it being okay. AmITheAs. AITA for suing my parents for my college money. My great-aunt set up savings accounts for all of her female relatives. In our culture, education for women is not really valued and she thought that was bullshit. She lived with her father in London where she was educated. She went on to attend university and became a doctor. She married a British man, they moved to America and had a great life. She funded the education of as many of her nieces and grandnieces as she could. When she passed away, she left money for every girl relative she could. My parents managed to access the accounts that were set up for my sister and I. They used it to pay for my brother's wedding. My sister didn't care because she got married 2 years out of high school and had no intention of going to college. When I graduated, I went to the bank to get money for school and it was almost all gone. There was like $13,000 left. I asked my parents about it and they said they had needed the money. I finally found out where the money went. I got furious. I got student loans and moved out. I am a great source of shame to them and I don't give two fucks. I am currently suing them for the money that was left for me. My entire family is against me. They all think I am a complete asshole for airing private family business in public. And that I am putting money ahead of family. My friends are all on my side but they are all Americans and don't really get my culture. Neither do I, to be honest. My brother called me up and offered to pay for my university if I dropped the lawsuit. I agreed as long as we had a legally binding contract. He said I was being an asshole for not trusting him. I said he should not have accepted my money for his wedding. It is causing all kinds of embarrassment in our community. I am somewhat ashamed to be doing this but I don't want to have this debt I should not have. AmITheAs. Your parents didn't borrow your money. They stole it. I hope you have all the documents to show that money was yours. Your brother is also the author trying to get you to drop a lawsuit with what is most likely a lie. If you have a chance to start life without student debt, you do whatever you can to do that. Your parents, and I'm sorry but their culture, sound completely toxic. I'm glad you got out. Screw the written contract. I would tell him to pay up now, up front and in full, and once you have the money, then you will drop the lawsuit. AmITheAs for telling my grandchildren's father I don't owe his other children anything. I lost my youngest daughter Joy a decade ago. She left behind her husband and two children who are now 15 and 16 years old. My daughter was very close to her dad and me, and when she was at her sickest, she begged us to stay in the kids' lives and make sure they always knew she loved them and that we were her family just as much. She mentioned how worried she was that her husband would encourage them to forget her and would try to replace her for them with a new woman. She asked that we leave anything we might have left her to her children. We assured her we would never let the relationship end and that we would make sure they had a good life and would remember her always. 8 months after she died, her husband moved his now wife into their home. She had a baby with someone else and was also expecting a baby with someone. At that point he did attempt to make it a package deal where we could not see our grandchildren without treating his now stepchildren as our grandchildren, and that we were to treat all future children of his the same. Otherwise we would need to be cut out to give our grandchildren the chance to form the new family bonds without interference from us. That they deserved the chance to have another mother and only see the new children as true siblings. Their lawyer told them we would have a case to get grandparents' visitation. We also sought advice on if we were denied access, if we could obtain that. We were told given our close relationship with the children it would be easy to get access through the courts. This led to us getting minimal access, but it was all that was needed because our grandchildren were glad to see us and their aunts, uncles, and cousins. In the last few years my former son-in-law has found himself estranged from his own family, and his wife's family are also no longer in the picture, and he has 6 children, not counting my grandchildren, in his home with no family or support outside of him and his wife. Now that my grandchildren are teenagers, they seek to spend more time with us and their lives have benefited from it. We admittedly spoil them more than some would like because of the circumstances, but they are wonderful children. Their father confronted me recently about his other children and how they have no extended family and are suffering seeing their siblings being spoiled. He also said we had already come between our grandchildren and their siblings because they are not close and have never asked for their siblings to be part of the extended family they have. He told me I owe it to his children to step in and give them love and some of the same spoiling. I told him I did not owe his children anything, and that I would never forgive him for what he attempted to do before. He told me I was cold-hearted and callous. Part of me wonders if he's right because the children are innocent. And even though I have never considered them family, they are still young and nothing to do with my former SIL's actions. AmITheAs. AmITheAs. Who the fuck moves in their GF 8 months after their wife dies? I feel bad for the other kids cause it sounds like their parents are awful, but that's not your problem. I worked with a divorce lawyer who said when men initiate divorce, there is always another woman. When women initiate divorce, it's usually because they're fed up. He wants more. This is not about kids. He is estranged for reasons. 8 kids is a burden but not your burden. If the grandkids wanted to, would you take them in? Imo, the situation sounds volatile and it may unravel.